One, two, one, two, three.
Welcome to the Sneaking Into the Movies podcast. I'm Norman Davis.
And I'm Max Nathan. And today, we're going to be recapping the Oscars that happened last night. Some big winners, some interesting losers, but we're going to get into it all here. First off, we got to give a shout out to the winner of our Oscar Pick'em group, and that would be my mom.
Woohoo!
That's pretty nuts, but yeah, shout out Mom for winning that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank y'all all for joining. We had a lot of people. It was very exciting to see all y'all's picks, get to talk to some of y'all. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get to do it next year, maybe in a bigger group.
Yep.
Yeah, shout out Max's mom.
Norman, what did you think of the Oscars last night?
Anora sweep.
Facts.
I'm happy. I love to see good movies win awards. It's crazy that doesn't always happen. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with a lot of these winners. Obviously, probably my favorite movie out of the mix was The Substance. No way in hell was that winning anything significant other than maybe for Demi Moore. The fact that The Substance was even nominated as much as it was is a huge win for me. So I'm happy there. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a pretty solid group of winners. I thought Conan was a fantastic host.
Definitely.
He's so much funnier than Kimmel. I don't know. I just think when he can tell similar jokes to Kimmel, but when Kimmel says them, it sounds like he hates movies. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, is my takeaway from this entire show was it was all about loving movies and going to the movie theater. That felt like a narrative through line for the entire show, and that's what every Oscars should be about. And it hasn't been for the last however long I can remember. They've been doing the whole shtick where Kimmel comes out and shits on all the movies. That sucks. It's terrible. It's not fun to watch, and feels disrespectful to everyone in the room and their hard work. I mean, it's also like, who is that even for? I mean, you're pandering to an audience that doesn't exist. I mean, people who tune into the Oscars care about what happens at the Oscars. Like, it's not really I mean, there's obviously a casual audience tuning in, but if you tune into the Oscars, you're at least somewhat invested in who wins and who loses. So
Definitely,
I don't understand the shitting on the movies thing. And Conan didn't do any of that. He did the opposite. He came out and basically said he loved every movie, which is great. I mean, I thought that was really fun, and he was a great host. He was funny, told some great jokes. You got a favorite Conan joke from the broadcast?
I don't know. I thought the Drake one was pretty funny. I know that happened almost a year ago, so hopefully it's the last one of these jokes for a while. But that was pretty good. I was very surprised that he called out Carla Sofia Gascon. That was really, really funny. Those were, I think, the big ones for me. What about you?
Yeah, I think the Drake one and the Carla Sofia Gascon one were probably the funniest things of the night. There was just a lot of great stuff. I thought the joke about the brutalist is a good example of a joke that Kimmel would do poorly in the past, where he kind of said he starts off by saying, I love the brutalist and I loved it so much I didn't want it to end, and lucky for me it didn't. And that's funny. That's a respectful way to jab at how fucking long the brutalist was. That's the right way to do it, I think. You're showing love. You're still showing love when you do that. So I thought that was pretty good.
For sure.
But yeah, as for the actual awards of the night.
Before we do that, I thought it was very funny because there's no way they timed this, but they did that big Bond tribute the week we found out that
Yes.
Amazon has taken control of Bond.
That was another great Conan joke, was when he
Yeah.
announced that the senior vice president of Amazon is the new James Bond. That was pretty good.
I just thought that was really funny how like they did this nice tribute, I'll say. Like it was very cool or whatever. But like this week where Barbara Broccoli, I believe her name is,
Yes.
and her team stepped down and
Well, they didn't step down. It sounds like it was more of a hostile takeover situation where Amazon took the Bond.
I think it seems like they've just been offering them more and more money the last couple of years, and they probably got an unfathomable amount of money from Amazon. Amazon prints money just to let them make Bond spinoffs. So now we'll get 004 and 005 and 006. Very exciting stuff.
Yeah. I think that the Bond stuff was cool. I think that, all the performances were really great. I just caught Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. I didn't turn on the broadcast. I turned it on like right when the opening monologue started, so I missed Ariana and Cynthia Erivo. And I just watched it, and it's like fan-freaking-tastic. Amazing live performance. That song is great. We knew that. I mean, that's like what makes Wicked, really, is the songs. So that was really awesome. They look great. So, yeah. I thought the award show was pretty fantastic across the board, honestly. Like, when the show ended, I was like, great show, no notes. And a lot of that had to do with what they gave awards to. What did you think of the overall awards giving?
You mean like who won?
Yes.
I'm happy with a lot of these. They're not all my picks. I think we'll get into a little more. But nothing that really had me like, really? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing that kind of pissed me off. Which I can't say about the last year was pretty good awards-wise. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with who won what and all of that. I guess you want to get into the nitty-gritty of all these awards?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
So I guess we'll start with got here Best Supporting Actor, Kieran Culkin. This seemed like it was gonna happen. You know, this was like, I feel like the award this year that everyone kind of knew was happening. I've yet to see A Real Pain. Maybe I'm biased, but I was really pulling for Jeremy Strong. I thought he was really, really good in The Apprentice. But I just think it's very cool that Succession is over and within like a year,
They're all
both
at the
these
Oscars.
guys are already nominated for Oscars. Yeah, because they are just really that good. I don't know. You saw Real Pain, right? So what'd you think of this award? Deserved? How do you feel about it?
I think it is deserved. I think like I may not have picked Kieran Culkin, but like that was the most sure thing of the night. He's like swept every awards show. And it's a really good performance and in a really good movie. So I'm not mad at it at all. He gave a great speech. Typical Kieran Culkin stuff. And I think that this is a deserving win.
Yeah, for sure. What do you got next for us, awards wise, that you want to talk about?
Let's talk about. So, I thought the most surprising award of the night was makeup and hairstyling. The Substance won, and I picked Wicked going into the night because I thought this category was exactly the kind of category where The Substance is so obviously deserving of the award because of what that movie does with the makeup and the hairstyling, and it's so integral to that movie that they were just going to throw it to the popular one. And that didn't happen. I mean, traditionally, I feel like I've seen the Oscars do that so many times where there's a movie that is incredibly deserving of an award, and they just throw it to the popular thing. So that was cool that The Substance won. It's a hugely deserving award, like I said.
Yeah, I mean, like, no question for the more than any of these awards, really. I feel like objectively, The Substance should have won that.
Mm-hmm. And that was their only win of the night.
Yeah, which, I mean, yeah, it's a really good one. So, like I said, the fact that it even got nominated for director and like best fucking picture, The Substance, madness.
It's nuts.
Exciting. Yeah.
Even like when they're showing like the clips, which it was awesome that they showed clips this year. They hadn't been doing that the past few years.
Except for the actors for some reason. I don't know if you
No,
noticed that.
they showed clips for the actors.
Not for best supporting actor.
Best supporting actor. Yeah, no, they didn't.
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know if it was Robert Downey Jr. forgot, so they just didn't for anyone, but I don't know. Yeah, it was weird. They didn't for the actors, but I'm glad they brought the clips back just in general.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. So yeah, like I said, it was like super cool to see like The Substance in that lineup, and their clip is obviously like very, very different from it's like crazy to see that clip on an Oscar broadcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one clip they showed of, I think when they played Demi's clip, it was her freaking out watching the TV, Margaret Qualley on the talk show.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a crazy scene. And then when they played the best picture, or no, was it nominated for best screenplay? I think it was. It was best original screenplay it was nominated for. Because I remember... Yeah, they had a clip for best original screenplay, and she's on the phone talking to the people at the Substance HQ. And it's this ominous guy on the phone, and it's just like, it's cool to see that next to like The Brutalist.
Yeah. No, definitely. I'm super happy he got nominated. I don't know why. I think maybe just the voting body is getting younger.
Yeah, maybe
a reason.
Could be.
I don't know.
I think
because I mean we just always assume that Oscar voters are a bunch of old geezers. So
yeah, and they're not. A lot of them probably are, but it's not a old, out of touch group on the whole. But yeah, no, they got it right this year. I think it's really cool when the best stuff wins the awards. That like never happens, I feel like. And this year I can really honestly say that I think it did. Just across the board cool picks. Flo winning animated feature. Didn't expect that at all. Maybe I should have, but
see, that was like, I don't know why, a given for me. I think ever since the first Spider-Verse came out, it's no longer the Disney Award. I feel like it kind of used to be. But I don't know. I thought if it was an American movie, it was going to go to The Wild Robot.
That's what I picked.
I haven't seen, but I hear it's really good. But yeah, I'm happy it won. Yeah, the movie was made for really cheap with just a couple dudes over a long time, so it's just cool to see stuff like that win.
Yeah, and that is the first Latvian film to win an Oscar, which is cool.
Yeah, which is cooler than another Oscar under DreamWorks belt, even though apparently The Wild Robot was really good from what I've heard. So
yeah, I wasn't that crazy about it, but I'm in the minority there. I thought, since people were going fucking nuts about it all year, and the fact that it is a movie that probably a lot more people saw than Flo. I mean, for that reason, I picked The Wild Robot, and I was like, I don't know if Flo's got it, but Flo had it. That's cool.
Yeah, no, cool stuff. Hope to see more.
Good movie.
Yeah, good movies win. I don't know. But yeah, I guess we can kind of go over some of the big movies here, what they took and didn't. Dune Part 2, I guess we can start there. took some of the technical awards, obviously.
Yep. VFX and sound.
Yeah, both well deserved.
Good wins. I mean, I personally would have liked to see Dune be a little bit more involved in the Best Picture race. I thought it was the Best Picture of the year, but I'm not mad at all about Anora.
Yeah,
But
I think
Dune was pretty
I think
goated.
it's because of when it came out, probably. Like, I think Messiah coming out in the fall will really amp its chances towards Best Picture and a lot of these other awards. Because even I think Timmy was really good in it. Like, I wouldn't have been upset if he got nominated for Best Actor for that. Obviously, he got nominated anyways for Complete Unknown. But, yeah, I don't know.
It's going to be cool when there's a lot of pressure to give that movie Oscars, the third Dune movie, and they go totally fucking weird and experimental with it. Like that just sounds fun to me. Because supposedly the third one's supposed to get weird.
It's like an understatement.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've read Messiah. It is a crazy ass book.
Yeah. So I think, it would be so cool if there's like so much pressure to nominate or give a Dune movie a win in the Best Picture race at some point, and the third and Dune Messiah is the one that it's time for. I just think that could be cool. Could be an interesting situation there.
Yeah,
if people like it, obviously, but
they probably will.
It's Dune. It's Denis. That's about as much of a sure thing as there is in this business.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about Nothing for a Complete Unknown?
I feel nothing. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of that movie. I wouldn't have been mad if it won Oscars, but I am definitely not mad either that it didn't. Just a pretty okay movie. Not much else to say about it, I think. What did you think of A Complete Unknown?
I liked it. I don't know where I'd put it over any of these other movies that won. Maybe a couple of the acting categories. But, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a better than not biopic, which usually biopics can be pretty terrible. So,
yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely not like as awful as like Bohemian Rhapsody, which did win awards despite being absolutely terrible. So.
Best editing right there.
Yikes. I'm just going to segue there then, just because you brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really happy Anora won Best Editing.
Yes.
I think it seems lost a lot of the time where Best Editing equates to the most editing, especially with Bohemian Rhapsody. But no, I thought Anora was fantastically edited.
Mm-hmm.
That was very surprising, very exciting that it won that award.
Yes.
Which obviously it won a lot more awards, but we'll get to Anora. But yeah, you saw I'm Still Here, right?
I did see I'm Still Here.
How'd you feel about that for Best International?
Great win. I thought Emilia Perez was going to win. So, good stuff. Good stuff that I'm Still Here won. That would have been pretty weird and awkward if, those people got to go on stage. So, not that, Zoe Saldana got on stage for Best Actress or Best Supporting Actress.
So how do you feel about that? I was not brave enough to watch Emilia Perez.
So, yeah, she's good in the movie. And I like Zoe Saldana, so it's fine. That's my take. That movie isn't great, but she gives it the energy that it really needed to get this far.
Mm-hmm.
And she's great in everything. So give her that Oscar.
Yeah. In my eyes, it's her late Oscar for Neytiri in The Way of Water.
I agree with you. Yeah. She deserved the Oscar for Avatar. So here we are.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that's Best Supporting Actress. Amelia Perez took only home that and Best Original Song. Was it Rob Max? Was that too many awards? I don't know.
It's probably too many awards for that movie. But if we're being real,
I'm glad.
We were going into this a few months ago thinking this might sweep. So, 2 awards, fine, take them. And
I'm glad
we like Zoe.
Yeah, we do like Zoe. I'm glad we hopefully never have to talk about this movie again.
Yep.
That's the nice thing about award seasons. There's always one movie that's really annoying, and I feel like it just gets kind of lost with time. So, yeah, Amelia Perez. Maybe next time. Let's move on to a movie you and I weren't as crazy about as some. It still took home a couple awards, that being The Brutalist.
Yes.
For Best Cinematography, Best Original Score, and Best Actor.
So let's talk about original score first, because I thought this was another thing, like I thought like The Substance would lose to Wicked in makeup and hairstyling because they're not going to give it to The Substance. That would be the right pick, So in original score, I thought this was so obviously the pick that it was going to go to Wicked or something like that. I literally thought they were going to give it to Wicked, even though that nomination for score, even the nomination for Wicked score is ridiculous. Challengers not being there is crazy. Would I have picked Challengers to win? I don't know, because the Brutalist score is really, really fantastic.
It is. It elevates that movie.
It does.
Big time for two people who weren't as crazy about it as most. I think the score really helped hold that movie together.
Agreed. And I was getting flashbacks to 2022 when Babylon was so obviously the pick, in my opinion. A movie you hated, but can you admit that Babylon deserved that score over All Quiet on the Western Front?
Yes.
Yes. Justin Hurwitz.
It did have a really banging score. I don't remember the other nominees, but yeah, no, the score for that movie was ridiculous.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yes.
Movie, yeah, that I don't love. But we're not here to shit on Babylon. We got a lot more time to do that. Yeah, I guess I kind of felt that way with cinematography too.
Yeah.
With The Brutalist, where it just seemed so obvious that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I'd probably go Dune 2.
I would go Dune 2 as well. I thought the cinematography in Dune 2 was generational.
Yeah, I think it was really, really good in The Brutalist, though.
It was.
I wouldn't say Dune 2 was robbed. I think at the end of the day, like something like that just comes down to preference. Like it's two beautiful looking movies. But yeah, and then Best Actor for Adrian Brody.
Good
How do
pick.
you feel about that?
I mean, it's a good pick. Like I think he's good in that movie, and the Chalamet thing. He was obviously the strongest contender outside of Brody. He won SAG. Yeah. But like I said, the Bob Dylan movie is like okay, and I think The Brutalist, even though we had our issues with it, and I still have my issues with it, it's gotten better with time for me. And I saw it twice, and it is not a movie that I think is an all-time classic banger movie, but I think about it, and I definitely come out on the positive end on it. So Adrian Brody winning Best Actor for The Brutalist feels like the right pick to me, but also Coleman Domingo is fantastic in Sing Sing. Like he didn't really have a shot based on the way that the rest of the award season shook out, but like that's performance.
Mostly A24. I think they're really bad about getting this stuff to award shows. I mean, which I guess The Brutalist.
It's there. I mean, Sing Sing and The Brutalist are A24 movies.
Yeah, but I think they pushed The Brutalist just way harder than
That's
Sing
true.
Sing. I don't know. I still haven't seen Sing Sing because it was in theaters for like a week. A24 drives me crazy with their distribution. They are like so bad at it sometimes. Um, which we're gonna talk about the big movie tonight in a second here, but the movie that won Best Picture, I guess Anora, that won Best Picture because Sean Baker left A24 because they buried Red Rocket. He went to Neon, and like, look what happens. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that you're hitting on something interesting there where the thing about A24's limited like style of distribution and rollout, it might be really effective for awards campaigning and awards politics, but it is not helpful for movie theaters and culture, maybe,
No,
on the
'cause
whole.
they
Because
always
people
pick
don't
like
see these movies, except
yeah,
for the people that vote on the Oscars, and then there's kind of this like rumbling buzz about it in the right place, rather than just a super wide, you know, love of the movie across, the country or whatever it may be. It kind of stays in this pocket, and it's only available to see for like this amount of time, and like the right people go see it, and then it wins awards. But is it really that culturally relevant? I don't know.
yeah. They seem to just like pick one. This usually happens. Like I think The Brutalist was a lot more accessible, not film wise, but like distribution wise than a lot of A24 movies. It was very long. Like it was playing in theaters for
A
a
while.
pretty decent amount. Yeah,
It
Sing
it was
Sing
in
though was like a week. I feel like a week or two.
yeah.
And I live in San Marcos, so I got to go to Austin if I want to go see a lot of these movies because they don't put them out in every theater. Um, so yeah, like if you put your movie out for a week in like limited theaters, no one's gonna see it, which sucks because
Yeah.
I imagine Coleman Domingo is fantastic in Sing Sing. Same with Queer. I think if Queer got better distribution, I think it would have been here too because Daniel Craig is so good in that movie. Um, the cinematography is great in that movie. The score, blah blah blah. Like I don't know. A24 just like drives me crazy with how they release a lot of their movies.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think we had an issue with the nominations, it sounds like, because I think Timmy should have been nominated for Dune and not A Complete Unknown.
I think Best Actor was kind of weak this year. I think Sebastian Stan should have been nominated for A Different Man instead of The Apprentice.
Yeah.
Although he's great in The Apprentice. Like I'm still happy he got nominated at all.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he did for The Apprentice. I just felt like the Oscars wanted to avoid that movie with everything going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Best Actor was pretty weak this year. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're kind of right about that. I'm not going to say that these are bad performances. I think these are all great performances.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong here.
But not really any of them have the oomph. That oomph factor of like, this is like a really, really important performance for the
I
history.
think maybe it's just because last year we had such a clear and obvious winner with Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
But yeah, there just wasn't that for me. I mean, Adrian Brody, yeah, he was great in The Brutalist. Don't get me wrong. His speech. What did you think about his speech? I guess we could talk about that.
It was long. I liked when he told them to turn off the music when they were playing him off. That was just kind of funny.
Surprised they did.
Yeah, that was bold. And he said, "No, turn it off. I know how this works." That was funny.
Yeah.
I like Adrian Brody. The speech was long, and it kind of, he was kind of going on about stuff that, was pretty general and like fine, but, good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. It was too long. I think that was like I said this to you. That was total actor brain.
Yeah.
Haven't seen an actor brain speech like that since Joaquin Phoenix won for Joker.
Yeah.
That.
Well, that
Yeah,
one
it's
was
just
that one was nuts. He was talking
That
about
one
like,
was
they inseminate the cow. Like, what was bro on about?
yeah. He was still method acting from Joker.
Yeah,
So.
That was nuts. Joker,
What?
not represented here.
I can't believe the firefighters made a joke about
Yeah.
Joker. That may have been the joke of the night.
Yeah. I don't think the crowd loved that one.
No. A lot of those people probably lost their houses. But so you said should Joker have been represented here?
No. Absolutely not.
If they threw it in cinematography, I don't think anyone would have been mad. I think Joker 2 looked beautiful.
It doesn't look as good as the first one.
You don't think so? I think it looks way better.
I don't think so.
I think Joker 2 looked. Oh, that movie looked so nice.
I mean, there's still some of the stuff in the court and some of the musical stuff. Yeah, I guess maybe you're right, because the trailer did get me really excited about the movie because it looked very different. And yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know.
I'm not saying it was snubbed or
cinematography-
whatever. I don't care. I don't like that movie. I don't like Todd Phillips. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think the cinematography nominees were pretty good. Let me find those. Yeah, it was The Brutalist, Dune 2, Emilia Perez, Maria, and Nosferatu. Pretty good nominees across the board. I probably wouldn't have nominated Emilia Perez, but that isn't a poorly shot movie.
Yeah. Like I said, I haven't seen it. I've seen clips, so can't really say that much on that. But
yeah.
So speaking of cinematography, I want to talk about the biggest snub of the night for me. It wasn't nominated for cinematography. It was nominated for a couple things. That was Nickel Boys, which I thought was incredible. It should have been in cinematography. It should have been in a lot more places. Do you concur?
I concur. I thought Nickel Boys was really good. I'm not mad at, the nominees that they had. Maybe you swap Emilia Perez for Nickel Boys. I think we'd both say.
I would swap almost anything for Nickel Boys. I think that movie, the cinematography in that movie, I think was just like once in a lifetime.
It was pretty fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't
Fantastic.
like doing a Brutalist or Dune 2 thing, which is like the prettiest, crispest thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Just it was unbelievable. Never seen a movie like that. Probably will never see a movie like that again, visually, I guess. But yeah, I was kind of bummed. I was shocked it even got nominated for Best Picture. Speaking of terrible distribution, like it was impossible. You and I both had this problem where we couldn't find a screening in Nickel Boys for a very long time. So,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm happy it got recognized, but it should have got some more wins.
I couldn't see it for a long time. I couldn't see it till January. A lot of these movies don't come out till January, and that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. We saw 'em, most of them.
Yeah.
I saw everything that was nominated except for the shorts. I think I saw everything this year that was nominated except for the shorts and the documentaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed out on a couple of them. I mean, a couple of them was my choice. Like, there's just a couple animated. Like, I never watched The Wild Robot. I still have yet to watch Flow. That's finally on HBO, so I'll probably check that out soon.
Mm-hmm. Wallace and Gromit was the one that I didn't see either.
Wallace and Gromit was really good. I did like that quite a bit. But I guess out of the Best Picture movies, I didn't get the chance to see I'm Still Here. I still plan on seeing it, even though this award season is said and done. I've just heard it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I didn't watch Amelia Perez, but I didn't want to. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't have anything nice to say about that movie. Unless I'm the only person who gets it or whatever. But I don't think that would have been the case. So, yeah. Do you want to take a quick break here before we get into our big movie of the night?
Yes. Let's take a quick break here.
And we are back, and we are talking about tonight's big winner, the one and only Anora. Anora took home Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, Best Editing. 5 wins for Anora.
And that's 5 of the 6 awards that it was up for. It only lost in... Let's find it. Where did Anora lose? It's hard to find. It's only one place. It was definitely nominated for 6 awards and it got 5 wins. So it did lose somewhere. Let's find it. Oh, Yura Borisov lost to Kieran Culkin.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, huge wins for Anora. It is really cool that they gave Anora all the awards. I think that movie is fantastic. I mean, do I think it's the best movie of the year? Not necessarily. Do I think it is the most culturally relevant movie of the year? Also not necessarily, but it is a damn good movie, and I'm happy that it won all the awards.
Yeah, I thought it was incredible. It was one of my favorites of last year. Should have been Furiosa, but, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I thought Anora was incredible. I love Sean Baker. I think he is one of the best working right now. Glad he's getting his flowers here.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Red Rocket, by the way. That movie, no one saw it.
I saw it.
You and I saw it, but that don't mean much for these Academy folks. But yeah, he's just a really good director. I thought Anora was great. Mikey Madison was totally deserving of Best Actress. It was a pretty strong category this year. But I'm glad she came out on top. She was so good in Anora.
She was.
She's great in everything I've seen her in.
She
She's great
is.
in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She's great in Scream. She's fantastic in Anora. I'm so excited what project she chooses next. I know she's been dying to work with Luca Guadagnino, and I am dying to see that. So yeah, Mikey Madison.
I was shocked that she won. That was nuts. I thought that was a given for Demi Moore, but no, Mikey Madison wins. Pretty awesome stuff. Not that I wouldn't have been happy if Demi won also, but like Mikey's just fantastic in Anora.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, she is Anora.
We couldn't lose there in my eyes. Just really fantastic
I
performance.
mean, a lot of these other categories, I think we totally could have lost.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the Academy, they always just pick one movie that's not great that everyone assumes is probably going to win. Sometimes it wins, but that was this year.
In the past, if this felt like a Parasite year, where like Parasite won, and it was awesome because Parasite is awesome, and Anora won this year, and it took home like everything, and Anora is awesome. In years past, I feel like Conclave would have been the spoiler, where everybody just assumes like, oh, Conclave is taking all the awards,
or the
because it's
Brutalist.
Conclave, or the Brutalist. But even that's kind of like the Brutalist gets funky. I don't know.
Yeah, Conclave is a pretty safe Oscar bait movie in the nicest way possible. I actually enjoyed Conclave. Definitely wasn't my pick for Best Picture, nothing like that, but I thought it was pretty good. It was much better than All Quiet on the Western Front for my money. So
yeah, solid.
It's a solid movie, but
way cooler
I think
than
it's
Anora one.
Very cool. This movie that cost $6 million to make. That's nothing. And it's winning Best Picture. I cannot wait to see what Sean Baker does next. I mean, he's hopefully going to get a blank check after this movie from whoever it may be.
You think he makes a big ass like movie next, or you think he'll kind of stick
I don't
with
know.
what he's used to?
I think no matter what it is, it'll be fantastic. I haven't seen like his first movie, but I've seen everything from Tangerine on.
Hmm.
and he has yet to miss for me. I mean, like, I'm surprised the Florida Project wasn't his first Best Picture win because that movie is so good.
Yeah. Given how much he talked about independent film and how much it seems like he likes working with his wife, who is also his producer,
Yeah,
um, I'd say I don't know if he does a really big movie ever. I think he'll just kind of stick in this independent realm because he seems to love being there.
which is fine
Uh,
too,
it
by the
is,
way.
yeah. He makes great movies. It's not like some people talk about it like it's like, you have to make a big movie to like graduate to like another tier of filmmaker or something like that, and that's not really the case. You can evolve within your own style, and I think that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, for
So
sure. Yeah,
I think there's more and more actors that are going to be willing to take a pay cut to work with Sean Baker now, potentially. Not that there weren't before. I'm sure, everybody's lining up to work with Sean Baker, but
yeah. I
now
mean, he
especially.
obviously Willem Dafoe for the Florida Project. Simon Rex is so good in Red Rocket, and yeah, Mikey Madison killed it here. No matter what it is, I'm excited to see what he makes next.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, anything else you want to say about this year's Oscars?
Um, we should mention that Sean Baker tied Walt Disney for most Oscars in one night.
Boss mode.
It's pretty nuts.
Yeah,
And he got one, two, three, four, four,
yeah.
four
Four
Oscars for
Oscars,
picture, director, editing, and screenplay.
which is like everything a director does. Out of that, just yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yep.
I know some people don't love him or love his movies or whatever, and everything. There has to be a debate about everything. He follows a bunch of weird Twitter accounts, whatever. But he's a great director. I cannot wait to see what he makes next, who he works with next, whether big or small. However he wants to do it, I will be there day one because
Yep.
Anora was great. It was one of my favorite theater experiences last year. We actually saw that one together, and our theater was
Hmm.
having such a good time that
Yep.
entire movie. I mean, it gets pretty heartbreaking, but everyone was locked in.
Yep.
I hope more people now probably watch Anora and fall
Yeah.
in love with it and Sean Baker and everything he does. So, yeah, I think that was the Oscars. We'll
That is
see
the Oscars.
if they can keep this momentum next year. Obviously, we have a movie from Bong Joon-ho coming out this week, which is pretty crazy to say.
Yep.
So maybe we'll be seeing that in next year's Oscars. We may be getting the Oscar talk early, but who knows?
Yep. You want to get into our special little thing of today?
Yeah, speaking of Bong Joon-ho, so we had kind of had this idea of ranking our five favorite Best Picture winners of the last 10 years.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. We both have our list here. We're going to go from 5 to 1 of our favorites of the last 5 years because the Oscars, like we said, are pretty hit or miss with Best Picture. I guess we're going to be talking about the more positive side. But yeah, I think we should just get into it.
Yep. Go for it. Say your
I
five.
guess I will start with my number 5 here. Guillermo del Toro's Shape of Water.
Okay. Haven't seen it.
It is such a beautiful, sweet movie. I was very excited when it won Best Picture. I've loved Del Toro as long as I've kind of loved movies and understood directors and all that, how all that works. But it's grown up with the Hellboys movies and Pan's Labyrinth. This was around the time I really started following all this stuff. It was a cool win. It was a very exciting win from an incredible director, incredible performances all around. It is such a sweet movie. I cannot recommend it enough. I know you told me you have not seen The Shape of Water, right?
I have not.
You should get on that because it is incredible. It is so good. It might be Del Toro's best. Might. He is such a good director. Excuse me. Yeah, I love The Shape of Water. It is such a cool win. I think it really, in a good way, I think I have the last 10 years pulled up. I know we're only doing 5 here, but it really sticks out among the rest. Obviously, I think both of our top fives are all what we think some of the best of the best of the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But it's just such a cool win. I don't know. It just it made me really happy then. It makes me really happy now. Every time I rewatch that movie, there's a big old smile on my face. It is so sweet. Incredible performances. It is so well shot, so well written. Very, very deserving. Best picture for my money.
Yep.
But that's The Shape of Water. Do you want to take us into number 5?
Yeah, my number 5 is Everything Everywhere All at Once. Pretty good movie. I think I was never really that crazy about this movie. I saw it at South by Southwest, which was awesome. Being there for the premiere of that movie. Ke Huy Quan is really fun. His return to the big screen was really special, and he's everywhere now, pretty much. Loki season 2, this Love Hurts movie.
Shout out Obi.
Where there's another thing he's been into. Oh, he's in the Electric State coming up.
What is that? Oh, okay. Continue.
That is the Russo brothers Netflix movie.
Hey, that's a lot of money and exposure for him. I'm happy for him.
Yes. Happy for him. And that all came from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Movie directed by the Daniels. It is a very weird and wacky movie. Great effects, great action and choreography of that action. And it's a pretty heartfelt story about a mother and a daughter with a bunch of multiverse shenanigan stuff. I think that, this movie was obviously very successful and it went on to win Best Picture. And what I don't hear a lot of people talking about with regards to the success of this movie is where people's first exposure was to it. And I think most people's first exposure to this movie was the same way that I experienced it, was it played in front of Spider-Man No Way Home, another really crowd-pleasing multiverse adventure. Obviously that had Spider-Man in it, but everybody saw Spider-Man No Way Home, and everybody liked that movie. And putting Everything Everywhere All at Once, A24 doing that in front of Spider-Man, I think was a really, really smart, savvy marketing move, having that trailer out during that movie. And I think that attributed to that movie's success in a really big way. And I don't hear a lot of people mentioning that, so I just kind of wanted to throw that out there as a little thing.
Definitely. That first trailer, I think the first time I saw that trailer was also before No Way Home. I just remember how cool and fun it looked. This was like towards the peak of people really liking the multiverse, or the idea of it at least. Mm-hmm. And this was produced by the Russos, which, like you said, very smart to put that up with Spider-Man, because, this is when they still are, but Marvel's kind of been in the pits, and a lot of people's last fond memories with Marvels are the Russo brothers ones. So
yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I think in a lot of people's heads, because a lot of people didn't see Cherry or whatever, this was the next thing they were working on, and it paid off. This was definitely not my pick that year. I don't hate this movie. It's not my favorite. Spoilers, not in my top 5 here, but it's pretty commendable, that it made it this far. Because I remember seeing it opening night, and I was like, oh, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Never in my mind did I think it would be this huge award movie, or just it really just swept. Other than Best Picture, this movie, all the actors won. Obviously, the very controversial Jamie Lee Curtis win from this movie.
She's not even the best supporting actress in that movie. I thought Stephanie Sue would have been my pick to win that award. Angela Bassett would have also been a great pick as well. For Black Panther. But yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once is pretty good, and it feels like a precursor to The Substance being as present as it was this Oscars.
Definitely.
And that's really cool. So I think movies, even though I wasn't a huge fan of this movie. I like it. I really do. But I appreciate it for the doors that it's opening for other movies more so than the actual movie, I would say.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Not my pick, not my favorite, but definitely a really cool win.
Cool movie.
Yeah, it's just a cool movie. It's cool how they made it. I remember just watching a ton of behind the scenes at the time. Yeah, everything everywhere all at once. Anything else you want to say about it, or should I get into number 4 here?
Get into number 4.
All right. Number 4 is a movie called Anora. I don't know if y'all have heard of it. Just
What's
kidding.
that?
We just talked about it. But yeah, I already probably got it here. I loved Anora. Like I said, I thought it was great. I love Sean Baker. It's a great movie. I'm glad it won. I don't have a ton to say that I didn't already say, but yeah, very cool. This movie made for little to no money, independently won this huge award. So yeah, that's about it for Anora. But I guess what do you got at number 4 here, Max?
My number 4 is Moonlight, a movie that I haven't seen in a while. I had a chance to see it in IMAX last week, but I missed it, which I'm really mad about. But I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't remember it super well. But I remember Moonlight being a really, really good movie. It's really fantastic what Barry Jenkins was able to do here. Obviously, the La La Land and Moonlight fiasco of that year was pretty entertaining as well.
Is Moonlight the better movie?
See, that's tough because I haven't seen Moonlight as much as I've seen La La Land, and I think both are really good. But La La Land, I don't know. I might pick La La Land. I love Chazelle, but
You do have
Moonlight,
to admit, though, from Oscars' perspective, this is a bigger deal. This
Yes,
was a big
yes.
deal when it happened.
it feels like the
movie
right pick. It feels like the right pick.
Yeah, a movie about a black gay man. It's really good. It's on my list here. I'll get to it. But I love Moonlight. Yeah, it's fantastic. So, but I'll let you keep going.
Yeah, it's yeah, all 3 of the performances from I believe, let me pull up the names here. I want to get this right. Yeah, all 3 performances from Ashton Sanders, Trevante Rhodes, and Alex Hibbert are incredible. You really feel like this is like one person. They do a good job of, tracking Chiron's life throughout, his youth to all the way to adulthood. And I think that this movie is really well shot. You get a great performance from Mahershala Ali. It's just a really, really great movie. And that's kind of all I have to say about it.
Fair enough. I'll take you into my number 3 here. I don't know if you've heard of this movie. It's called Moonlight.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, I got Moonlight at number 3. I think Moonlight is phenomenal. This was huge when it won. I think it's still such a powerful movie. Obviously, yeah, like you said, the 3 main leads playing the same character. They do a really good job with that. It's beautifully shot. It's such a sweet, tragic movie. Mahershala Ali goes beast mode. He's in this movie for like 8 minutes and he won an Oscar. Please, Mahershala Ali, start being in movies again. I beg you. Or give us that Blade movie. I'm tired
Jurassic
of waiting
World
to see.
this summer.
Ugh. The only reason I'm excited for that movie is because he's in it. Like, I think that whole cast in that movie looks good, but the fact that he is in that movie, this is the first movie he's been in like 5 years, at least in theaters, which is crazy, but we all know why. But yeah, I think Moonlight is like phenomenal. I had a hard time putting this at number 3. I do think it is one of the best of the 2010s. It is, for my money, a modern classic. One of those movies that will always stand the test of time. Every time I go back to it, it is just as good, if not better. yeah, what a picture Moonlight is. So
I remember I did like a scene analysis of Moonlight in high school of the scene, I believe, where he gets into the fight at school, and his friend and later lover, or they kissed on the beach, or by that point, but that scene where they get into the fight and the bullies force him to punch Chiron, really, really great stuff. And that's kind of one of the first moments, I think, where I really sort of dove deep on a film and really started to appreciate the entire work. But I think that scene is incredible. The movie is incredible.
This came
really
out,
good
I think, around the time when people our age were kind of old enough to watch stuff like this and maybe not fully understand it, but really like get what a quote unquote good movie was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. This Moonlight is like a benchmark movie for me, and like growing up and appreciating and understanding movies, and it's one I always come back to now. Like I remember watching it with my older sister, and my mom, and then now it's something I try and watch at least once a year. I got the Blu-ray. I love Moonlight. Such a good movie. Barry Jenkins, come back to us, please. Not watching Mufasa, bro. But yeah, shout out Moonlight. What did you get at number 3, Max?
I have Oppenheimer. Really great movie. Christopher Nolan's last movie. It was amazing that so many people saw this. So many people saw it in IMAX. Feels like a really important movie, and it's cool that it won Best Picture. It kind of has the makings of a traditional Best Picture nominee, but it is also just a really, 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 really good, well-made movie by Christopher Nolan. Great performances across the board. Like, there's people that will come into this movie for 2 seconds. Speaking of Mahershala Ali and Moonlight, there are, like, so many performances in this movie that are so impactful that stick around for, like, 2 seconds. Alden Ehrenreich. What a guy. Yeah. Really good in this movie. Not in it that much. Who's
Dane
your
DeHaan.
favorite? Dane DeHaan. The Green Goblin himself. What was your...
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, that's your favorite one?
Guy who's in it for like 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Casey Affleck.
I was about to, it's probably Casey Affleck for me. I think like that scene is, oh my God, so good. It's probably Casey Affleck is my number one guy who's in it for like 5 seconds, but it's like incredible.
Yeah.
Like that scene is just so tense, and Casey Affleck just looks like the most evil person ever, which he might just be, but I don't know. He plays a lot of like, I love Manchester by the Sea, so like seeing him do something like that, just someone you don't want to be in a room with.
Yeah.
So that's probably my favorite guy who shows up for like 5 seconds. But no, I mean, it's cool. Like, obviously, like Jack Quaid's in this for 2 seconds.
Benny Safdie.
Benny Safdie is awesome. You build a bigger bum. Josh Peck. What the fuck?
Yep.
I don't remember his name, but Roderick.
Devin Bostic. Roderick Rules.
Roderick Rules.
Which Christopher Nolan cited many times in interviews. Really fun that he has maybe seen that movie.
Yeah, elite ball knower.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan.
Genuinely good movie, by the way. Roderick Rules, good movie.
I thought you were talking about Oppenheimer. I was like, duh. But yeah, no. Roderick Rules is awesome.
Christopher Nolan saw it.
He said, "That's my Oppenheimer."
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else on Oppenheimer, Max?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go to my number 2, and that would be Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer.
What?
This is one of the best of the decade for me. This movie blew me away. I saw it 5 times in IMAX. I was fortunate enough to see it in 70 millimeter. Did you see it in 70 millimeter?
Yes.
Yeah, I it was just such a big moment. I mean, obviously it was the same with the Barbie stuff, but this is like, it's weird. It only came out a year and a half ago, but it's already like a very nostalgic movie for me. Weirdly enough, I was working on a movie at the time. This was the first thing I ever worked on, and they just kind of go together in my head. Just everyone being excited, and then we all get to go see it. It's super fun times. I did do Barbenheimer. I saw Barbie, and then immediately went and saw this right after, same theater. And yeah, I mean, what is left to be said about Oppenheimer? It is, I think it'll be one of the defining works of our time. A movie that made $900 million off of just being good, which is, they'd kill you if you tried to make money off a movie just being good now, you know?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's some star power in this movie. Obviously Robert Downey Jr., this is his big not Iron Man thing. He's fantastic in it. Obviously he won the award. Cillian Murphy, what's left to say about him in this? Just an unbelievable cast. I think they shot this movie in like 50 or 60 days. I'll have to double check, but just,
a shockingly short amount of time for what this movie is.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just, Nolan is
elite producers and directors.
Sorry?
Elite producers and directors.
Elite producer and directors. I think Nolan is like the closest thing we have to Kubrick in our time, of just these really big movies that, like, is there like another director whose movies make money just because of the director?
Maybe like Tarantino.
Yeah, I guess Tarantino. Yeah, but
I don't think there's a $900 million Tarantino movie.
No way, never. But yeah, I mean,
Spielberg, maybe.
I would say that, but the Fabelmans bombed pretty hard.
Did Ready Player One bomb?
I think it made like its money back. But no one saw that movie because
that movie's not good.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but yeah, I mean, Oppenheimer, just what a movie. I mean,
great movie.
It had some really good competition. It was going up against Killers of the Flower Moon, Poor Things,
also great movies.
Yeah, like already some of the best movies I think we've gotten this decade. But yeah, I mean, Oppenheimer, just what a moment, what a movie. The Odyssey can't come soon enough.
Yep. My number 2 is Anora. I think that this movie is fantastic. The fact that it is 3 movies in one, where you get a drama mixed with a comedy mixed with a tragedy. It's just like a whole amazing pie of just great movie. I don't, that didn't make any sense. I get
what you mean.
It's very like, it's just, I don't know. How would you even describe Anora? It is so many different things in one movie, and all of it I love. I think
it's a roller coaster ride.
It is a roller coaster ride. This is a pretty good shot of a roller coaster in this movie too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Anora is my pick at 2. We kind of talked about it before. Mikey Madison is fantastic. We love Sean Baker.
Yeah, I really do think he's the best right now at, comedy, just heartbreak, like every kind of emotion. Like, I think you'd say the same thing about the Florida Project, where that movie can be hilarious as much as it's devastating. Same with Red Rocket. You agree there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're both very happy that Sean Baker got his flowers. Obviously, this movie won the Palme d'Or also, so maybe it shouldn't be too surprising it won Best Picture, but I'm happy regardless.
Yes. What is your number 1?
I would put money on we have the same number 1, so I'm going to count down from 3, and we're going to say our number 1 at the same time, all right? 3, 2, 1, Parasite. Yep. Yeah. It's Parasite. What is there left to say about Parasite, Max, other than such a good movie? My sister always makes fun of me when this movie, this year's Oscars for Parasite was happening. I had my buddy Sam over, and we were watching the Oscars, and we were like, no way it wins. It won Best Picture. We started clapping. We stood up and dapped each other up. We were celebrating like we made the movie. It's just a very funny memory I have. But Parasite is so good. The performances, the direction, everything about Parasite, like the true definition of a 10 out of 10 movie. Like you said, just everything you want from a movie. It's funny, it can be heartbreaking, it's horrifying at times. It is Parasite.
It is pretty, yeah. The shot of the guy at the stairs is like absolute nightmare fuel.
Yeah, or even when he just pulls up at the birthday party like that.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's like, it's Parasite. Like, you know or you don't. If you don't know,
yeah,
watch it. If you know it is like the best of the best.
You don't even got to say anything besides go watch this movie immediately, whether you haven't or not. I mean, it's just a fan-frickin-tastic movie. Bong Joon-ho. Mickey 17 is coming out soon. That's actually going to be our next episode. That's a good little unplanned transition we just did there. But yeah, no, very excited for Mickey 17. And
we've got our best director and best actor working together.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
Can't wait. Yeah, that was kind of a crazy segue, but I don't know. I don't think there's a better, more surprising, more just across the board best picture than Parasite.
Yeah.
It is like anytime I don't know about you, but I feel like we're kind of known as like movie people in our circles, whatever. People are always like, hey, what movie should I watch? Parasite's always up there. I always tell people Parasite, it's a foreign movie. Grow up, you can read. It is like, if you can get past that very, very, very easy little hurdle of having to read while you watch a movie, God forbid, you will be in for, I mean, obviously not only Parasite, but there's hundreds of thousands of foreign movies that are phenomenal that people just don't watch because you don't want to watch with subtitles. I don't like watching stuff in English without subtitles. Like, I don't know about you, but yeah, no, Parasite is like the movie. So
yeah.
And anything else on Parasite?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right,
Parasite is amazing.
Yeah, like Max said, that does segue. Next week, we're talking about Mickey 17. Max, how excited have you been for Mickey 17?
Extremely. This is maybe one of my most... It's definitely one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I don't know if it is the most anticipated movie of the year, but this is like a big deal.
It might just be for me. I mean, other than if we get that PTA movie and the new REX for this year.
Avatar.
Fuck, we do have Avatar. Okay, this is number 2 for me. But yeah, I think Mickey 17 is going to be incredible. This movie's been getting delayed for so long. The fact that Warner Brothers hates it means we're in for a banger. No question about it. They moved it. I mean, they delayed it a lot, but then they moved it up again. They switched it with Sinners, I think was supposed to come out this weekend. Crazy to think about that too.
Yeah. Also
very excited for that. But yeah, I'm excited that Bong's back. I'm excited that Rob's back. I'm excited to see Mark Ruffalo in another not Hulk movie. I think he's like one of the standouts of Poor Things. I don't know about you.
Yep.
And
definitely.
This movie also seems like we're getting a pretty goofy, serious Ruffalo. So
yes,
those are the things I'm most looking forward to. Obviously, the 17 Robert Pattinson's running around, or however many we may see. Legendary filmmaker Park Chan-wook said that Robert Pattinson should be nominated for Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor. Very cool stuff. But yeah. Anything else you want to say on Mickey 17 before we wrap up here?
Nah, I'm good. Let's head
before
away.
The music plays us off?
Yep. See y'all. Thank you for sneaking into the movies with us, and we'll see you next time.
Go watch Anora.
Yes.
See y'all next time.